Hi all. Today we start discussing the last part of module 1, that is section 22.11. So we start with section 22.11a. We have three sections, three subsections in this section 22.11, A, B, C, D. In A part we will discuss Newton quadrature formula. So this is a general formula, so we can deduce the other three formulas from this general formula. Okay, so this is in fact Newton Cotes general quadrature formula. Okay, so this is to evaluate the integral of a function. Okay, if you are given some discrete values of that functions, suppose y equal to f of x is our function, and you are given that the values of this function at x0, x1, x2, etc., xn, we are given n discrete points, n points, and the corresponding functional values are denoted by y0, y1, y2, etc., yn, and this each xi is obtained by xi minus plus h. So that means these values are in equal intervals. So if you are given these informations about this function y equal to f of x, then how will you find integral, that is denoted by integral a to b this y dx. So this formula will be used to evaluate such an integral of a function if the functional values, a finite number of functional values are given. In that case, we set h is equal to this h is equal to h, or h is denoted by b minus a by n. Okay, so this is the relation between n, h, b and a. Okay, so we find such value n. Okay, such that this h is equal to b minus a by n, or you can define n as b minus a by h as well. Now how will you find? The idea is here x0 is equal to a, and this x1 is defined as x0 plus h, that is a plus h, and x2 is obtained by x1 plus h, or x0 plus 2h, that is same as x1 plus h. So in this manner you can identify these points x1, x2, etc., xn. So if you are given these points, then how will you integrate this integral a to b y dx? That is the formula. So in fact this is derived using Newton's forward interpolation formula. Okay, so that is because if you write this is equal to integral x0 to x0 plus nh, because from this relation you can get b is equal to a plus nh. A is nothing but x0, so this integral can be rewritten as this times f of x dx. Okay, now you substitute, put x equal to, or u is equal to anyway, or you can replace this x by x0 plus rh. Then you can replace this function in terms of r. Now if this is the substitution, then you can get dx equal to r times or h times dr. We have to write this function in terms of r, so we replace that x by x in terms of r. Now this I becomes, so this is the case, then what is the change of the limit when x equal to x0, then corresponding r, what is the change for this r? When x equal to x0, then x0 plus x equal to this one, so x0 plus r h is equal to x0. That will imply, from this you can write rh is equal to 0. So this rh is equal to 0 means this r is equal to 0, because n is h is not equal to 0. H is a positive quantity. It defines the equal intervals. So h never be 0. Then from this equation you can get r equal to 0. And if we set x equal to x naught plus nh, then x naught plus rh is equal to x naught plus nh. From this you can cancel this and h, then you can get r is equal to sorry, x naught plus this the limit of r is equal to n here. From this you can get r, then x equal to x naught plus nh, then r becomes then that integral becomes integral from 0 to n. Okay, so this I takes the form I is equal to this with this substitution, that is from 0 to n, this f of, instead of x we have x naught plus rh, that is in terms of h, and instead of dx we substitute h dr. So this is the formula, or this is the another form of this integral. So in order to evaluate I, we need it is sufficient to evaluate this integral. So this can be written as integral 0 to integral 0 to n f of x naught plus rh dr. Okay, for this expression f of x naught plus rh, we use the Newton's forward interpolation formula. So we substitute the formula for f of x naught plus rh using Newton's forward interpolation formula. So that is we have already discussed that. The only thing you need to remember is if you have n points, then we take the approximation of f as a nth degree polynomial. Okay, so if this is the case, if n is equal to 1, we approximate this f by a first degree polynomial. Okay, that is linear polynomial. If n is equal to 1, we use linear polynomial to evaluate this. Okay, similarly, if n is equal to 2, we use the second degree polynomial, and so on. So the other three formulas are obtained by considering the special cases of this general formula. So in order to evaluate this I, we need to set n is equal to 1, n equal to 0, or n equal to 2, n equal to 3, and so on. So the practical application or practical problems are dealing with the special cases of this. Okay, you are asked these type of questions. Evaluate I with n is equal to 1. So that is called trapezoidal rule, and evaluate I with n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, and so on. So those formulas are called Simpson's 1/3 rule, Simpson's 3/8 rules, and so on. So we have three important examples or typical cases of this formula will be discussed. That is trapezoidal rule, that is section 22.11b, and 11c is Simpson's 1/3 rule, 11d is Simpson's 3/8 rule. So these are the topics we have to discuss in this module. Okay, so we are not going to use the we are not going to write all these Newton's interpolation formula here, but we write the final answer for this. After integrating and applying limit, you will get f. This integral will be nh times. So this is the formula. So you need to remember this formula as far as this Newton course quadrature formula is concerned. So please note this: I is equal to nh times y naught plus n by 2 times delta y naught. So this is a general formula. N times 2n minus 3 divided by this 12 delta square y naught plus n times n minus 2 whole square by 24 delta cube y naught plus etc. So if you are considering n is equal to 1, so we know that n is equal to 1 means we have only these points x naught, y naught, and x1, y1. So if we are given only two points or only two coordinates, then you use the formula when n is equal to 1. In that case, the delta square of y naught, the second order differential forward difference and third order from the second order differences are 0, so you can neglect all these terms. Okay, if we consider n is equal to 2, then we can neglect the terms from this. Not neglecting, they will be 0. Because the third order difference will be third order onwards will be 0. So we will discuss this typical case in the other sessions. Now this is the general formula for integration. If we are given some values, some typical values of functions are given, so these are called some approximate values of the integral. These are not exact values. If this is the integral, I'll write it here, where I is equal to integral a to b f of x dx. Okay, so this is the formula for this integral. Okay, so please note this formula. In the next session we will discuss the trapezoid rule. So that is the special case of this, by putting n is equal to 1. This session is 22.11 B, trapezoid rule, when n is equal to 1. That means you are given when you use the Newton's forward interpolation formula, we use a linear polynomial to approximate f of x. That means we will consider x0, y0, x1, y1. So these are the 2 points, and suppose that means this is x0 in terms of x. This x1 will be x0 plus h. So we use this these 2 points to approximate the function f of x. That means f of x takes the form, if you are considering this, then you can write this as integral x0 to x0 plus h. So that is x1. So this f of x dx take the form, since n is equal to 1 here, this n is equal to 1, and that will be h times this y0 plus n is 1 here, so 1 by 2 times delta y0, and this term onwards we have 0, because delta square y0 is equal to 0. We are considering only this, or we are considering only this to evaluate this integral. So this is the integral, and we simplify this as h times y0 plus half times this will be y1 minus y0. Okay, so this is the integral. Now we have by simplifying this, you can get h by 2 times 2y0 plus y1 minus y0. So that will be h by 2 times y0 plus y1. So this is integral x0 to x0 plus h f of x dx. Okay, so if you are given a function like this, and suppose this is our x0 and this is our x0 plus nh, that is equal to b. In this case, we first evaluate the integral x0 plus x0 to x0 plus h. Okay, so we integrate throughout this interval first. Okay, so for that we use this formula. Similarly, if you suppose we have to integrate the other interval x0 plus h to x0 plus 2h, so this is x0 plus h to x0 plus 2h f of x dx. In order to evaluate this integral, we again use the same formula, because n is 1 here, because this is x0 plus h, this is x0 plus 2h. So h to 2h, that is the change here, so n is equal to 1. So we will use the same formula. So without evaluating all this, I write h by 2 times using this y0 plus y, y0 plus y1, we write y1 plus y2. Okay, so this will be the second integral in the second interval. So that is here. So we will get this one using this. So similarly we can evaluate in the other interval and all the way up to x0 plus nh. Okay, if you perform all these integrals, you can finally you can sum up all this, then the integral from x0 to x0 plus nh. Okay, so here we use n. Okay, by using n is equal to by putting n is equal to 1 in the previous formula, you can get these integrals, and summing up all these left sides, you will get x0 plus x0 to x0 plus nh. So that is in fact our b. So x0 to x0 plus nh, f of x dx will be h by 2. We can add all these quantities, then that will be y0 plus yn plus 2 times y1 plus y2 plus etc plus yn minus 1. So this is what we called trapezoidal rule. Okay, so please remember this formula. You need not worry about the derivations of this. You must remember this formula only, then you can easily do the problems. In order to discuss the problem, we will illustrate an example. So this is because of summing up all these equations. Okay, when you add these two, then that will be x0 to x0 plus x0 to x0 plus 2h. So then that will be sum of these two. By adding these two, you will get h by 2. By taking h by 2 common, you will get y1 plus y0 plus y2 into 2 times y1. That is the formula, and this is the generalization. Okay, so this is because of by extending this to x0 plus n minus 1 h to x0 plus nh. Here again the difference is 1. Then you will get f of x dx will be h by 2 times this. Now we write this as x0 yn minus 1 plus yn. Okay, and all this that will lead to this formula. So please remember this formula. This is what we call trapezoidal rule. Okay, now we can discuss a illustrative example for this trapezoidal rule. So this is the question. Use trapezoidal rule. You will be asked like this. Use trapezoidal rule to evaluate integral 0 to 1 x cube dx considering 5 subintervals. Okay, so if you are given this question, in the question it is specified that we need to use 5 subintervals. So first you evaluate h. Okay, how will you evaluate h? So define h or choose h as 1 minus 0 divided by 5. So this stands for 5 subintervals. Okay, and this will be our a, and this will be our a, and this will be b minus a by n is the value of h. So then this is 1 by 5, that is 0.2. So in our discussions for this question, we have h is equal to 0.2. Now next intention is to evaluate these values y0 y1 2 times y0 yn 2 times y1 y2 etc yn minus 1. Okay, so we are given that y is 5 subintervals. So we have from y0 we need to evaluate the points y0 y1 y2 y3 y4 y5. So these are the required values. So corresponding to x0 x1 x2 x3 x4 x5, but we are given that x0 is equal to 0, so this will be 0, and we are taking h is equal to 0.2, so this will be 0.2, and this will be 0.4, this will be 0.6, 0.8, and finally we have 1.0, that is 0.8 plus 0.2, so that will be 1. Okay, now we have to evaluate the corresponding y value, the function value. We are taking f of x equal to x cube. We need to integrate this function. Then whenever x not equal to 0, then y not equal to 0 cube. So that will be this. Whenever x1 is equal to 0.2, then its cube, that is 0.2 whole cube, that will be 0.008, and cube of this 0.4, that will be 0.064, and cube of this 0.6, the cube of that is 0.216, and cube of 0.8, that will be 0.512, and cube of 1 will be 1. Okay, so we use that formula, integral 0 to 1 x cube dx. Okay, we write this as this is equal to x by 2 y0 plus y5. So these are the first and last values, that is y0 plus yn plus 2 times the other values, sum of other values, that is y1. What is y1? y1, y2, y3 and y4. So these are the 4 values. So we substitute the values for this. We know that h is equal to 0.2, that is divided by 2, and y0 plus y5. What is y0? y0 is 0 here, and y5 is 1. So this is 0 plus 1 plus 2 times the sum of other values. What are the values? That is 0.008 plus 0.064 plus 0.216, right? 0.216 plus 0.512. So these are the other values. So when you evaluate this, you can get this is 0.26. Okay, so this is the value of this integral. Okay, using, so we have used only these 6 values or 5 y1, y2 up to y5 to evaluate this integral. That is the advantage of this. So since this is a approximate value, anyway the actual value will be integral, we can easily evaluate this actual value, integral x cube dx, that is x raised to 4 by 4 from 0 to 1. So that will be 1 by 4, right? So this is the actual value of this. 1 by 4 will be 0.25. Okay, so this is 0.26. So this is the approximation of or approximate value of this integral using trapezoidal rule. Okay, so this completes the method trapezoidal rule. In the next class we will discuss the other 2 methods for n is equal to 2 and n is equal to 3. So the Simpson's 1/3 rule and Simpson 3/8 rule respectively. Thank you.